The world rewards the weak with fake praise and punishes the strong with silence. From the moment you're old enough to understand, you're told to be kind, to stay soft, to open up. But no one tells you the cost. No one warns you that kindness can be used as a leash, that softness can become a cage. They don't want your healing, they want your obedience. Because the more emotional you are, the easier you are to control. The louder your feelings get, the quieter your logic becomes. And that's exactly how they win, by keeping you reactive, distracted, and too overwhelmed to think clearly. They want you to feel everything, so you never question it, so you never stop to ask, who's really pulling the strings? This world isn't built for the cold, but it is ruled by them. Train a cold mind or be broken by a soft world. Look around. Everywhere you go, people are breaking down. Not because life is getting harder, but because their minds are getting softer. We live in a culture that tells you strength is toxic, that having boundaries makes you mean, that being stoic makes you dangerous. And little by little, you start to believe it. You start apologizing for being focused. You feel guilty for being quiet. You second-guess your instincts just to fit in with people who wouldn't survive a single day in your shoes. You're taught to numb your instincts, to outsource your thinking, to keep your head down and your feelings up, all in the name of being a good person. But here's the truth. No one wants to admit. A soft mind will never survive a hard life. And when the world turns on you, and it will, all that emotional sensitivity you were taught to cherish, it won't protect you, it'll betray you. Most people don't need more motivation. They need mental armor. They need clarity. They need a cold mind, not because it's trendy, but because it's necessary. There's a story about a warrior who lived in silence for 7 years. He didn't speak, he didn't argue, he didn't complain. Every morning, he trained in the cold, barefoot on frozen ground. People thought he was insane, but he was preparing for a world they couldn't see. One day, war came. Everything around him collapsed. Panic, fear, betrayal. But while others screamed and begged for mercy, he walked through the flames like a shadow, focused, emotionless, cold. And people asked, "How are you not afraid?" He simply said, "Because I trained for this." Now, most of us aren't holding swords or marching to war, but mentally, emotionally, you're in a battlefield every single day. You deal with manipulation, distractions, fake love, pressure to perform, pressure to conform, and they all come wearing soft faces, smiling masks, warm lies. A cold mind isn't about shutting down, it's about waking up. It's about stripping away illusions so you can see clearly who's real, who's not, what matters, and what's just noise. Machiavelli once wrote that it is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. That wasn't cruelty, that was clarity. He understood something we've forgotten. Emotions make us human, but when used recklessly, they make us weak. And in a soft world, weakness is sold as virtue. But the truth, it's just another tool to keep you small. So how do you train a cold mind? You start by doing the exact opposite of what the world tells you. Step 1, stop reacting. When something angers you, insults you, pressures you, pause. Do nothing. The moment you react, you're no longer in control. Silence is your weapon. Stillness is your edge. Every time you resist the urge to explode or explain, you gain power. Step 2, ruthlessly filter your emotions. You feel something? Good. Now ask, is this feeling useful or is it a trap? Not every emotion deserves your attention. Not every feeling deserves a reaction. Cold minds know the difference. They don't deny emotions, they discipline. Step 3, practice mental separation. This world thrives on chaos. You need to create space in your mind between stimulus and response. That's where control lives. Train yourself to watch situations like an outsider. Detach, observe, judge with logic, not impulse. Step 4, embrace discomfort daily. Cold minds aren't born, they're forged in discomfort. Wake up early. Say no when it's hard. Do the difficult thing without reward. Each time you do, you're building armor. Not for show, for survival. Step 5. Eliminate softness in your circle. Look closely at who you surround yourself. Are they sharpening your edge or dulling your focus? A cold mind cannot grow in emotional chaos. If they drain you, distract you, or disarm you, let them go. Cold doesn't mean cruel. It means clean. This isn't about becoming a robot. It's about becoming untouchable, about being the one who stays calm when everyone else loses their mind. Cold minds don't crumble, they calculate, they conquer. In a soft world, staying soft is a death sentence. Not a physical one, a psychological one. You lose your identity, your clarity, your purpose. You become whatever the world tells you to be, and when they're done with you, they move on. But when you train a cold mind, not cruel, not numb, but disciplined, you become immune to noise, to pressure, To fake love, you see through lies without blinking. You walk through storms without flinching. You don't need permission. You don't beg for validation. You move in silence. You win with precision, and that scares them. So let them call you cold. Let them say you've changed, because you have. You finally stopped bleeding for people who wouldn't even hand you a bandage. Now, it's your move. If this hit something deep, share it with someone who's still stuck in softness. Someone who needs to hear this before life breaks them. Subscribe for more truth they don't want you to hear. And remember, stay sharp, stay silent, and stay dangerous.